Welcome back to the Deep Dive, the show that extracts the core knowledge from a stack of sources and delivers you mastery fast.
That's right.
Today, we are tackling, well, a really universal experience, one that can sometimes feel a bit high stakes, maybe a little anxious, navigating the English-speaking restaurant.
And we didn't just, grab a standard phrase book for this. We've actually analyzed a really comprehensive blueprint. It's a stack of about 150 common questions and, crucially, the expert answers that go with them.
Yeah.
And this stack, it basically maps the entire customer journey, from the second you think about walking in right through to when you sign that final receipt.
Exactly. So we're treating this less like a simple vocabulary list and more like a sociological study of service language.
That's a good way to put it.
Our sources are showing that these 150 interactions, they really map out the minimum viable conversation you need for everything, for getting what you want, for fixing problems, for getting that personalized service. This blueprint really defines the linguistic edges of standard service.
Right. And our mission here is really to help you move beyond just sort of pointing or relying on gestures.
Yeah.
We want you to feel confident engaging in the full exchange, getting things customized. It's about shifting from being just a passive receiver of whatever's on the menu to being an active, informed collaborator in your own dining experience. You're directing it.
I like that, an
Yeah.
active collaborator.
Yeah.
And to make this whole dance, this choreography, a bit easier to digest, we have broken this deep dive down. We're looking at it in 4 logical phases of dining.
Okay.
So we'll start with the entrance and logistical blueprint. That's getting in, getting seated. Then we move into navigating the menu and customizing the meal. Big section.
The core, really.
Definitely. Then we'll briefly touch on drinks, dessert, and the final touches. And then we finish up with something super critical, the financial close and managing errors, paying the bill and dealing with any hiccups.
Sounds like a solid plan.
Yeah.
Let's dive in.
Okay, so phase 1, the entrance. That first moment you signal, I'm here to eat. You walk in, and job number 1 is figuring out if they actually have space for you.
Right.
The language here, it's designed to be super clear, super efficient.
Yeah, it's very transactional at this point. As the customer, you want to be efficient too. So you ask something simple like, do you have a table for 2? Or, a table for 1?
Straight to the point.
Exactly. And that efficiency is mirrored ideally in the server's response. The gold standard is, yes, right this way.
Simple, quick.
That speed, that positive confirmation, it immediately validates you being there. It kind of lowers any initial anxiety,
That makes sense. But okay, things get a little more complex right away with reservations. We see 2 main ways this conversation goes. First, you might need to check if you even need one. So, do I need a reservation?
Yeah, assessing the situation.
Or, second path, you already have one, and you state it confidently, I have a reservation under the name Tom, or whatever your name is.
And the server's response, when you do have a reservation, it's actually quite important. It's more than just saying yes. It's acknowledging the planning you did.
Right.
So something like, yes, Mr. Smith, we've got your table ready. That phrase, got your table ready, it subtly confirms your planning paid off. And it signals, hey, we were expecting you. Service has already started in a way. It feels smoother than just walking in.
Okay, so reservation handled, or maybe you didn't need one. Now the diner often starts trying to customize their location within the restaurant.
Ah, yes, the logistical customization phase.
Exactly. You're not just asking for a table, you want your table. The blueprint shows common requests like, can I sit by the window? Very popular.
Always popular. Or if it's nice out, is there a table outside?
This is where the server's skill really comes into play, especially if the answer is no.
Absolutely.
Right.
If that window seat is taken, they can't just say no, that's bad service. The sources really stress the need for what you called a delicate refusal. Phrases like, sorry, that one is actually reserved, or maybe, oh, sorry, it's taken, but we do have another nice table over here.
And what's interesting about that refusal, it's not just the sorry, it's the immediate pivot you mentioned.
Yeah, exactly.
But we have another nice table bid. It keeps the interaction positive. They manage your expectation, no, not that specific one, but they immediately offer an alternative, keeps the energy moving forward.
Yeah, it avoids that awkward silence or feeling shut down. And this applies to specific furniture needs too, right? Like, can we get a booth? People love booths.
They do. Or do you have a high chair, if you've got a little one?
And if the answer is yes, the server just integrates it smoothly. Yes, absolutely, I'll bring one right over. These are like tiny negotiations that happen before you even see a menu, but they set the stage for comfort.
Okay, now let's tackle that scenario. The walk-in. You didn't plan, maybe it's busy. First thing you need is a quick assessment.
Yeah, should I stay or should I go?
Pretty much. So you ask, is the restaurant busy today? And the crucial follow-up, is there a wait?
And here, the blueprint really highlights the importance of validating the customer's time. The server's answer about the wait can't be vague.
Right, just saying a while doesn't cut it.
No, definitely not. Our sources show specific examples are key, like it's about a 10-minute wait, or maybe it's looking like about 15 minutes. That specificity gives you, the customer, control. You can decide if that time investment is worth it for you.
Okay, so they give you a time, say 15 minutes, and you decide to wait. The logistics of waiting need to be smooth, too. It shouldn't feel like a punishment.
Right. So asking, can I wait at the bar, is very common.
And the standard reply.
Yes, please do. Or, sure, feel free to wait at the bar. It turns waiting from a chore into like a relaxed pre-meal activity. It's a good way to handle being at capacity.
And the server also needs to be ready for that direct question about policy. Do you take walk-ins?
And the answer might be nuanced. Yes, we do. But just a heads up, sometimes there is a wait, especially around this time. Clarity is key.
Okay, moving beyond just getting seated. There are these other practical needs, what we're calling non-food logistics. Things that just make the experience more comfortable.
Yeah, basic operational stuff first. You might need to check timing. Are you still serving lunch? And the answer needs that specific cutoff, yes, until 3 p.m.
Or just the general hours. What are your opening hours? Answer, we're open from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m., just confirming the basic boundaries.
And then the really practical stuff. Finding facilities, is there a restroom? Or where's the restroom? The directions need to be clear and simple. It's just in the back, to the left, no vague pointing.
Definitely no vague pointing.
Yeah.
And then there's the modern stuff, reflecting how we live now, connectivity.
Oh, yeah. Wi-Fi is almost expected. Customers routinely ask, do you have free Wi-Fi?
And the server needs the answer ready.
Not just yes, it should be, yes, we do. Here's the password. Providing the solution right away.
And phone charging.
Increasingly common question, can I charge my phone somewhere? A helpful answer is, sure, we actually have a plug right by that table. Or maybe, let me see if we can find a spot for you. Again, accommodating those everyday needs.
It seems small, but it shows they're thinking about the whole customer experience.
Absolutely. And finally, under this initial logistics phase, there's boundary setting language, basically understanding the house rules.
Like smoking policies, is this a non-smoking area? Needs a clear, firm answer. Yes, smoking is not allowed anywhere inside here.
Right. And a very modern one, pets. Can I bring my dog? The permission is often conditional, which shows they have rules. Yes, you can, but only in the outdoor seating area.
So, okay, wow. Before we've even thought about appetizers, we've potentially navigated getting a table, maybe waiting, asking for a specific spot, finding the restroom, getting Wi-Fi, charging a phone, and clarifying rules.
Exactly. And mastering this first 5 minutes of conversation using this precise language is really the difference between feeling awkward and unsure and just smoothly gliding into the dining room, feeling confident and ready for the meal itself.
All right, settled in, maybe plugged in your phone, you're comfortable. Now we get to the heart of it, the ordering phase. This is where that collaboration really kicks in.
First step is just getting the tools, accessing the materials.
Right. Can I see the menu, please? Pretty standard, but you might get specific. Could we see the drinks menu? Or do you have a separate lunch menu? Signals what you're focused on.
Once you've got that menu, the smart diner often looks for guidance, for something beyond just the standard list.
Yeah, like what's special today?
Exactly. Asking, what's today's special? And the example in our sources, today's special is grilled salmon with rice, shows the answer needs to be specific, sound appealing.
Or using the server's expertise. What do you recommend?
That's a great question. The server's answer here might push something popular, maybe something with a good profit margin, like, oh, the pasta is very popular.
But this is where the conversation can take a really sharp turn, right?
Right.
From just preference, what tastes good, to safety.
Absolutely. And this is probably the most critical linguistic part of this entire deep dive. We move squarely into ingredient transparency and dietary safety.
Okay.
This is where you, the diner, stop just being a consumer and become more like a negotiator for your own needs. The basic question is, what's in this dish?
Getting the breakdown.
Yeah. And the server needs to provide it. It has chicken, rice, and various vegetables. Sets the baseline.
And then come the personal checks. Is it spicy? Requires a clear, calibrated answer like, no, it's quite mild. Or maybe, yes, it has a bit of a kick.
Or confirming how it's served to avoid surprises. Is this dish served hot? Clarification.
Yes.
Yes, it's served hot. Or, actually, that one's a cold salad.
Okay, now let's zero in on allergies. You said this is critical. The language has to be absolutely clear.
Unequivocal. You, the diner, have to state it directly. I need to let you know I'm allergic to seafood. Or nuts, or dairy, whatever it is. This isn't a dislike, it's a medical boundary.
And the server's response is just as critical. It needs to show they understand the gravity.
Yes. The codified response needs to convey immediate attention. Something like, oh, thank you so much for telling us. We'll be extremely careful in the kitchen.
That "thank you for telling us" is interesting. It frames it positively.
It does, and it acts like a preemptive service recovery step. It shows the system is designed to respond to safety before an error happens. It builds trust.
And this often requires drilling down into specifics, not just nuts.
Exactly. Does this particular dish contain nuts? The confirmation has to be precise. Yes, that one has almonds in the sauce. Knowing which nut can be vital.
That level of detail shows real competence.
It really does, and the same applies to broader dietary categories. Asking, is this vegetarian? The server should ideally explain why. Yes, it has no meat or fish products.
Or the gluten-free question, which can be complex. Is this gluten-free?
The server, or the kitchen they check with, needs to know the preparation. The example answer, yes, it's made with rice flour instead of wheat flour. That specific detail, rice flour, proves they know how it's made safe, not just guessing. That builds huge trust.
Okay, so once you've established safety and transparency, you move into what you call the art of modification, making the dish your own.
And the blueprint shows this is totally normal. Diners should feel empowered to ask for tweaks, like changing sides. Can I substitute the fries for a salad? The answer usually offers the options. Yes, you can have fries or salad.
Modifications can add things or take things away. Adding often means cost.
Right. So if you ask, can I get extra cheese on that? The server needs to give you the heads up immediately. Sure, we can do that, just so you know, it's an extra $1. Transparency avoids bill shock later.
But taking things away, the subtractive request, that's maybe the most common test of how flexible a place is.
Definitely. Can I get that without onions? Could I have it with no sauce on the side? Even really specific. Is it possible to have that prepared without butter?
And the server's response here, you said, is crucial.
Paramount, really. The ideal reassuring phrase we see is, of course, no problem, or absolutely we can do that. That simple response signals, we're here to accommodate you. It reinforces that the kitchen can handle individual needs.
It makes you feel like you're not being difficult.
Exactly. And then, of course, for things like steak, there's the standard cooking preference question. The server often asks, how would you like your steak cooked? But you need to be ready with the right term.
Medium rare, well done, etc.
Yep. Knowing that specific vocabulary, medium rare, medium well, is part of mastering this exchange.
Okay, what about portion sizes and how meals are structured?
Good point. Managing expectations about quantity is important. Asking, how big is the portion size for the lasagna? A direct answer helps. It's actually quite a large portion.
Or maybe you want less. Like a small portion if possible.
And the server might offer a practical solution. Well, we don't have a small size listed, but we could do a half portion for you.
That's helpful. And understanding deals, like set menus.
Yeah, if you say, I'll have the set menu, the server should confirm what's included, the value. Great choice. That comes with the soup of the day and your choice of dessert.
And flexibility on timing, like dessert.
Usually fine. Can I order dessert later? The standard answer is yes, absolutely. Just let me know whenever you're ready.
Okay. And one last thing here, sharing.
Ah, yes. Asking about free refills, often for soft drinks. Are refills free on the sodas? The answer is often yes, which adds value.
And splitting a main course.
Also, usually okay. Would it be possible to split this main dish? The server should confirm and offer help. Yes, of course, we can bring you 2 separate plates.
So this whole section is really about dialogue. It's ensuring the dish that arrives matches exactly what you pictured, covering safety, your preferences, how much you want, everything.
Precisely. It's a detailed negotiation, but it should feel smooth and collaborative.
All right, main course is ordered, customizations locked in. Now for the, let's say, supporting cast. Drinks and dessert.
The enjoyable details. For drinks, you often start broad. What kinds of drinks do you have? The basic reply sets the stage. We have sodas, juices, iced tea, hot tea, and coffee.
And then maybe the alcohol question. Do you serve alcohol?
The server usually specifies the categories available. Yes, we have a selection of beer and wine. They don't typically list every single one unless asked.
Okay. But even the simplest choice, like water, requires a follow-up, doesn't it?
Almost always. If you say, I'll just have water, please, the immediate necessary question from the server is, still or sparkling?
Right. You need to be ready with your preference there.
Yeah, knowing that saves a trip back and forth. And beverage customization is just as important as with food. If you order, say, an iced coffee.
They might ask about sugar.
Exactly. The server might preemptively ask, yes, would you like sugar with that? Just speeds things up. Or you might request a specific regular or diet. I'll have a cola, please, server follows up. Regular or diet. Covers health concerns and preference.
Our sources also mentioned asking about freshness, particularly with juice.
Yes, that signals quality. Diners might ask, do you have any fresh juices? The server needs to list the specific offerings available. Yes, we have fresh orange, apple, and carrot juice today. Manages expectations.
Okay, moving on to the grand finale, dessert. The dialogue here is about finding out what's good and, again, quality.
First question is usually discovery. What desserts do you have? The server lists the main contenders. Well, tonight we have chocolate lava cake, New York cheesecake, and a selection of ice cream.
And then comes that crucial quality check. It's not about being picky, it's just you want it to be good.
Especially with cake.
Yeah.
Is the cheesecake fresh? The ideal reassuring answer is yes, absolutely, it's baked fresh here daily. That phrase, made daily or baked fresh, directly tackles that fear of getting something stale.
Good point. And if you go for ice cream?
Flavors need confirmation. What flavors of ice cream do you have? Server. We have vanilla bean, double chocolate, or strawberry swirl.
And, just like mains, dietary needs still apply, even for dessert.
Definitely. Do you happen to have any sugar-free dessert options? The server might offer a practical solution. Yes, we have a fresh fruit salad.
And sometimes you just don't know what you want, right? You just feel like,
I just feel like something sweet. Yeah. A good server can play therapist here. Based on that general craving, they might suggest something popular or decadent. While our chocolate brownie is very popular, served warm with ice cream.
guiding the choice. And finally, maybe you're too full, but you still want it.
The takeaway dessert. Could I possibly get a slice of the cake to go? Should be easy. Yes, of course. We can pack that up for you.
Okay, so that wraps up the eating and drinking part.
Hmm.
And it sets the stage smoothly, hopefully, for the final phase, which can sometimes be a bit awkward, settling the bill and dealing with any problems.
Mm-hmm. The financial close. Let's get into it.
Okay, phase 4. The meal's over, plates are cleared. Now it's time for the final negotiation. Payment. The language needs to be polite but direct. It signals you're ready to wrap things up.
Exactly. The standard request, could we have the bill, please? Or sometimes, check, please. And if you need it for records, can I get a receipt?
Then the practicalities of payment methods. Super important today. You need to know what works. Can I pay in cash? Usually yes.
But the big one is cards. Do you take credit cards? Or more specifically, do you have a card machine? Or do you take contactless?
And the server needs to confirm clearly, yes we do. Or, yes, we accept Visa and MasterCard. Ensures the transaction can actually happen.
Then comes that common scenario, especially with groups, splitting the cost.
Ah, yes. The question, can we split the bill? If the restaurant allows it, the server needs to immediately figure out the logistics.
Right. Their follow-up has to be, yes, certainly. How many ways would you like to split it? Or maybe, do you want to split it evenly or pay for specific items? Getting that clarity up front prevents errors and saves time.
Now, tipping. This can be, as you said, the most nuanced, maybe anxiety-provoking part, especially for travelers.
Definitely varies by culture.
So the diner needs to figure out the local custom without causing offense. The first question should be purely factual. Is service included in the bill?
And the answer needs to be specific if it is. Yes, a 10% service charge is already included. Tells you it's a fixed charge.
Okay, but if it's not included, the question shifts to cultural expectation. Is tipping customary? Or is tipping expected here?
This is where the language gets diplomatic. The answer we saw in the sources is a good example. Well, it's optional, but it is generally appreciated.
That's clever. It respects your choice, optional, but clearly signals the local norm, appreciated.
Exactly. And if you're paying by card, you need the mechanism. Can I add a tip to the card payment?
And the server confirms, yes, absolutely, I can add it to the total before you tap insert. They need to know how their system works.
Okay, so payment and tipping handled. Now for the final, crucial test of service language. Politely resolving common problems. Service recovery.
Right. The blueprint spends a good amount of time here. It stresses that you, the customer, need to start that correction process clearly but politely.
Politeness is key. Let's start with an error on the bill itself. The way you bring it up matters. Gently. Excuse me, I think there might be a mistake on the bill, or sorry, this bill seems a little high.
And the server's reaction needs to be immediate and action-focused.
Yes. Codified for low friction. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Let me check it for you right away. No arguing, just checking.
What about getting the wrong food?
Again, polite but clear initiator. Excuse me, I'm sorry, but this isn't what I ordered.
And the server's response needs apology and action.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. My mistake. I'll get the correct dish out for you right away. Own the mistake, even if it wasn't theirs personally, and promise the fix.
It's interesting you mentioned owning the mistake. Why is that "I'm sorry" so important linguistically?
Because it's a de-escalation tool. It acknowledges the customer's inconvenience first before figuring out who, if anyone, is to blame. It lowers tension immediately.
Makes sense. And this applies to other issues too, like temperature.
Absolutely. Food's cold. Excuse me, I'm sorry, but my soup is cold. The response shouldn't be defensive, just action. Oh, I do apologize. Let me take that back and heat it up for you. Or I'll get you a fresh hot one.
And taste issues. Too sweet, too spicy.
Same principle. Sorry, this drink is much sweeter than I expected. The server should offer a solution. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Would you like me to get you something else?
Or, excuse me, this dish is a bit too spicy for me.
Server offers mitigation. Okay, I understand. Would you perhaps like something milder instead? Or maybe could we bring you some yogurt to cool it down? Offering solutions is key.
So using those polite starters, excuse me, I'm sorry, but combined with a clear description of the problem really shifts the conversation straight into resolution mode.
It empowers you as the customer. You're not complaining vaguely. You're initiating a documented service recovery process.
And finally, the small stuff, mid-meal, missing things.
Easy fixes, but need smooth handling. Could I possibly get some more napkins? Of course, here you go. Or pointing out an omission. Sorry, there doesn't seem to be any salt on the table. Quick fix. Oh, apologies, I'll bring some right over for you now.
These little corrections, if handled without fuss, actually reinforce the feeling of good service.
Totally agree. So, looking back, these 150 or so interactions, they aren't just random phrases. They form a real strategic framework.
Yeah, a blueprint.
Exactly. It gives you the vocabulary to set your boundaries, negotiate what you need, customize your experience, and handle problems gracefully. It ensures the whole experience is defined by clarity and your confidence. Nash hashtag tag outro.
Wow, okay. That was a pretty intensive mapping session of the restaurant experience.
It really was. We've processed this comprehensive blueprint, hit basically every key conversational point you're likely to encounter.
Yeah, from figuring out seating and Wi-Fi to confidently navigating dietary needs, allergies, customizations.
And even tackling those potentially awkward moments, like splitting the bill or pointing out an error, you now really understand the choreography.
We definitely traced that arc you mentioned earlier, moving from just being a passive diner to being an active collaborator.
Exactly. When you master the language, especially for customization and for resolving problems, you're no longer just hoping for the best.
You're not relying on luck or hoping the staff guess what you want. You are actually directing the experience.
That's the goal. And as we wrap up this deep dive, let's leave you with a final thought. It really comes from the power of that modification language we talked about back in section 2.
Okay, the customization part.
Yeah. Think about the inherent power in being able to ask precise questions. Phrases like, can I specifically have that without butter? Or asking, really drilling down, is that definitely made with rice flour, not wheat flour?
That level of precision.
When you can comfortably ask those specific questions, you're showing more than just English fluency. You're demonstrating a command of the whole dining process.
Right. You know what information you need.
You do. And think about how learning and using these phrases fundamentally changes your relationship with the restaurant. It moves beyond just ordering off a list. It empowers you to confidently ask for and usually receive a level of personalized service, a level of care that someone who just passively accepts the menu simply won't get.
So this blueprint, this linguistic map, it's really the key to unlocking a better, more controlled, more personalized dining experience every single time.
That's the potential power here. It elevates the whole interaction.
Definitely something profound to chew on until next time. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.